Hang on. All right. Well, happy Saturday morning, everyone. My name is Jennifer Eaves. I'm a Bronze Presidential Ambassador in Relive and in charge of training today. So hopefully we can learn a few things and kind of motivate each other to keep doing Relive. I think we have some new people on that may not know me. So I'm just going to share really briefly. I've been involved with Relive for over 16 years. Started for the business and the products. We had a lot of debt. My husband hadn't had much work, and I desperately needed a business and was looking for something I could do at home around my children. I also had health issues. I'd suffered with stomach and bowel issues for over 20 years, had a lot of bloating and ulcer pain, and my son was struggling with behavior, ADHD, oppositional defiant disorder, things like that. With no money at all, we found a way to come in at the highest profit level that Relive offers, the master affiliate level, put that on a credit card, and we just started working. None of us are perfect, so I did things right in the beginning, and I think did things, maybe not perfect in the beginning, but what I did do correct is I treated Relive like a real business. I needed it to work for me. I had no way to pay my credit card bill unless I earned money. I had no way to pay utilities and buy groceries. And so I went to work, and I had a lot of growth that needed to happen in my life. I was super shy. But one thing I did is I went to training every week, and every meeting that Relive had, I went to. And I was a busy mom. I had 4 young kids. I had just had a baby. But I thought, if this is going to work for me, I've got to do it and do it right. So congratulations for being on training today. It really does help. Like every time I went to training, I'd learn a little something or just get re-motivated. And I'll tell you what, I honestly am more excited about Relive right now than I ever have been. There's some neat things happening, which we'll talk a little bit about today. And, the corporate leaders they've always been incredible. I mean, they, top notch. Bob Montgomery, you'll find no one better than him. I mean, he's just such an amazing person. But right now with, Ryan Montgomery, Bob's helping, Tom Pinnick. I talked to Tom yesterday, and he said, Jennifer, we will take Relive to $1 billion company. He's so committed. He's so willing to help and do anything and everything he can. And so it's just exciting. So anyway, we are going to get started here with Relive. You know what? Before I move on to the next slide, actually, if there is anyone that wants to say anything, I'd love to take maybe a few minutes. If there's anyone new on the call that has a fun story with themselves or someone else, or maybe if something exciting has happened in your business, now is the time that I would love to share that. So if you're new on the call or have anything exciting to share, if you want to pop on and just share with us real quickly so we can meet you and hear some fun, exciting things, that would be great. So I'm going to be quiet. I don't think I've muted the line, so.
I'll share. This is Lauren.
Okay. Oh, hi, Lauren.
Oh, hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. Thanks. I had a really fun meeting this week with a friend who honestly, I can't say I'd given up on, but he was definitely in the parking lot with somebody I hadn't had much luck conversing with. It was just one of those, every time we were face to face, he sounded interested, but the moment I tried to text to set something up or invite him to something or whatever, there wasn't much response. And he just kind of, I was like, he was so apologetic every time I saw him and let him know I'm still interested, and life is this and that. And I just thought, I don't know, I believed him that he was interested, but I just didn't know how to respond. So I just kind of let it be. And finally, we were working together on Wednesday, and I just looked at him and I said, what are you doing after work? Let's meet up for coffee. And he's like, yeah, let's do that. And first, something that I learned from Tom Pennick, sorry, this is getting longer than I expected, but was being intentional. And so I really, really decided I just wanted to be intentional. I didn't really know what his interest was because he was just kind of whimsical in our conversations. Just so I just wanted to hear his heart, hear his story, what's going on, learn about him and see if Relive fit into that. And so I did, and I learned the reason why he had been very kind of flaky via text, that it's just stuff going on in his life. But he ended up becoming a customer and ordering products right then and there. And I just feel like a lot of Disney cast members are, I can't afford it. And he didn't even grimace at the cost. Like, I don't think it's expensive, but a lot of people I work with do. And I just really appreciated that. And he's interested in the business, kind of needs to figure out the timing of that, and but is really open to the Relive process. And I don't know, it was just a really good meeting, something I didn't expect. It just took patience and just being direct and investing in him. So it was a fun outcome to something that I really wasn't expecting.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. That's fun. A new customer. That is great. Perfect. Thank you. Is there anyone else that wants to add anything to training or story or anything? Okay. All right. Well, we are going to get started. This is a quote from Orlando Conference, which was last fall. And I like it because I think that, I think the medical community does so much good and helps a lot of people. But I think, I think that there's also so many things nutritionally that we can do that help our body without side effects. So I think it's important that we are careful with that and maybe help educate people on that just a little bit. But this is a quote from Dr. Galvez. He said, "The reversal of disease does not come from medications. It comes from giving our body the nutrition it needs to function properly." So medications are a Band-Aid. Sometimes people really need them. But what we have here in Relive is doing just that, giving people, their bodies the nutrition they need to reverse disease and to heal. And, when we get results on Relive with the wonderful stories we have, it's the body healing and being able to deal with that, with the disease and what comes along on its own. So that's awesome. I'm not going to go a lot into the products. Most of us know the products, but it is important, especially if you're on the call today and you're new, just to become familiar with Relive and understand the difference. So many, in the 16 years I've been involved with Relive, so many people ask me, what makes Relive different? I live in Utah. We have lots and lots of different nutritional companies here in Utah. And so people want to know, what makes Relive different and why it's more effective. But this isn't product training, so we won't go into a lot of that. But if you really don't understand the products, get with your upline and work on understanding them a little bit better. Here's a quote from Ryan Montgomery, our president from the last conference. He said, treat Relive right now like it's day one. And think, I want everyone to kind of think back to how you felt when you first kind of got excited about Relive, first heard about Relive. I'll never forget my first Relive meeting, and I almost didn't get there. But my cousin that shared Relive with me, she invited me strong. She got me on probably at least 4 calls before that meeting. Let me hear stories, help me kind of get a bigger picture of Relive from the start. And each one of those stories got me to that meeting, or just got me closer to going. It was it's the rainiest day I ever remember in Utah, the day of my first Relive meeting. And I had to travel about 45 minutes to get to my meeting. And had she not done those calls with me, just to help kind of share and get me excited. And then really what really got me the meeting is like an hour before. I was a scout leader at the time. Like I said, I had a nursing brand new baby, and I was like, and I'm pretty trustworthy, I think, and I had told her I would go, and I was planning on going, but then the rain came. I was at Scouts longer than I had hoped. Anyway, I had all these things happen, and so I had kind of thought, maybe I'm not going to go. I don't think I'll be interested. And, I was kind of having the mind games going on, and I got one last call from her like an hour before, and she's like, "You're going to be all right. I'll save you a seat, and I'll meet you at the meeting." And so I told my husband, I'm like, "Oh, we better go." I told Tammy we'd go. So, she invited me strong, and I was there. And and I remember telling my husband before I went to the meeting, I'm like, "Don't agree to anything. We're just going to listen to what they say, and then we're going to leave and get home to our kids." And we stayed an hour after the meeting because our hearts were so touched. And I'll never forget some of the stories that I heard at the meeting that day, and the people I met. And it felt right to me. I knew that Relive was different, and I've never looked back. So anyway, pretend like it's day one in Relive. Ask yourself, what can I do better today? He said you have to be creative, look for ways to become bigger and better. And so think of that as we're kind of going through the steps of building a business, and because we want to help Tom and Bob and Ryan with their mission to grow Relive into a $1 billion company. And I believe that will happen fairly soon. So another quote that Ryan said is, "Those of you who figure out the old way of doing things in Relive," which we'll talk about after this slide. And I think if you don't have your phones muted, I sometimes hear a little noise in the background. So mute your phone, please, if you don't have it muted. Anyway, those of you who figure out the old way of doing things in Relive and the new way with technology will be the ones who will win the day. So we're going to talk about both the old way and the new way just a little bit today also. Okay, so as far as the old way, this is what he meant. This is how I was trained in the beginning, and it still totally works, and it's still really what we should all do for sure. But there's kind of 5 steps to building a business, and we're going to kind of go through each of these. And these are your 5 daily fundamentals. It's what you do day in, day out, over and over. It's a circle. It never ends. And then amongst and then you kind of follow up with new people and help them get through these 5 steps also. So we'll just kind of go through these. The first thing you want to do is identify people to go to. This is really where your business starts. We all know hundreds of people. So make a list now. Write down people that you want to go to. Some people will think, that we maybe want to focus on the products. They're pretty sick. They have issues, or, we think they could really benefit from Relive. But it's also super important to think of people that you want to be in business with, people you want to go to Hawaii with, people you want to, spend time with, and that you just feel like are committed, awesome people that would be, great at this business. So, and then think of today. Get off the phone today and think of people that are off this training when we're done, and think of people that you can contact. We have, what do we have? 10 days left of the month. Someone's coughing, so if you haven't muted, please mute your lines. Thank you. I think maybe I'll mute you. Just one sec. Okay, I'm not sure if I know how. So anyway, just be quiet if you can, please. Thank you. Love you all. All right. Anyway, so think of 5 people, and the next thing you do after you have a list and you've thought of people that you can talk to, then you want to connect with these people and just share your excitement and why you thought of them. You want people to know that you care. Oftentimes, you know, I'm not on the phone very often alone, so, you know, sometimes it's great to have a story, but you want to just help people here just understand kind of what you do, why you do it, why you thought of them. But your goal is to set an appointment. That's the next step. Find another one, buddy. And so sometimes if I'm like, you kind of want to do what feels right to you. But I know for me, like oftentimes if I have someone new, like a referral or someone that I'm calling, sometimes I like to talk to them alone just for a minute, just to help them get to know me and understand just a little bit. But many times before I call, I'll have someone waiting in the wings. Like I might call Roger and just say, hey, I'm calling someone new. Are you going to be available? And if I know that he is, I'll just say, you know, answer my call if I call, because I'll probably have someone on the phone with me. So, but other times too, if I get a referral and I know they have migraines and I've never met this person, I might get Mary Rockwell or someone on the phone with me that has an amazing story and just call this person and say, you know, hey, Jim, this is Jennifer. You don't know me. So-and-so told me to call you. And I'll just, you know, kind of talk to them a little bit, get them to know me, or, you know, just make sure they have a couple minutes and then bring on the person sharing their story. So anyway, you just want to connect with people. The most important thing is that they just know you're excited, and that they feel that you have something different. I think I've shared this before, but I sponsored Steve Garner. He made $7,800 his first month in the business. He has an amazing story. And everyone, I think every meeting I ever went to with Steve, you know, he was getting bonuses, all these things, and people are like, what are you doing? And I thought, you know, he has the same products. He has the same comp plan. He has the same system that we all do. But he just had passion and a desire to share. He shared with people everywhere he went. The gym, the grocery store, the gas pump, like everywhere this guy went, he just, you know, and he loved people. So, you know, people, I mean, we all, you know, we see someone, sometimes we don't say anything. It's kind of, you know, but if we just say hi and we're friendly, which he did, and to say, hey, how you doing? You know, to people standing in line with us at the grocery store. Or he would talk to people pumping their gas across from him. Hey, how you doing? And and what do people always say when you ask them how they're doing? They're like, great, how are you? Right? So he, you know, he would just say, I'm great for a man that's supposed to be dead. Or he just had these little sayings that he would say, and people would say, what? And then it would kind of open up a conversation. So it's just important to have that excitement, and as we're connecting with people. And what happens when we have a story is they have that second validation. They feel that excitement from someone else also. Okay, so you've made a list, you've connected with people. So now your goal is to set an appointment to share the Relive story. It's just important when you can not to just sell products, but to help people understand about Relive. I personally do quite a few online appointments where I'll either email someone a link or tell them where to go online, and I'll kind of go through a Relive appointment over the computer. You know, that way if they don't live close to me or whatever, they're on their computer, I'm on mine, and I can go through and do an appointment. I always bring in a couple stories when I do that. In fact, oftentimes if I get a referral or something and they start asking questions, I say, do you have 20 minutes right now? And I just do it right there on the spot. And then I can dial up a couple. I have a few recorded calls that I really like that are on my phone, so I can just pull those in anytime. But, you know, we want people to understand the whole Relive story, to understand the amazing company that we have with integrity, and, you know, they're solid, they're debt-free. Want them to understand the different products and also how they can get started. And so when we do an appointment, you know, this helps them do that. So, and obviously if you have a meeting in your area coming up, then, you know, you can plug people into that. But that's step 3 is sharing the Relive story. And, you know, it's good, especially if you're new, not to do this alone. I loved that. I mentioned I was shy, and I loved that I didn't have to do Relive alone, that I could pull in awesome people in Relive to share their heart and and their experience with people that I was introducing to Relive. All right. So after that, and this is part of the presentation, is at the end, we ask for a decision. So we've helped educate people a little bit on the company, the products, and the business. And so then we ask them where they'd like to get started. You know, if someone says, after I do a presentation and they say, you know what, I'm thinking of a few people, I have Aunt Mary that has arthritis or whatever, and they have questions on where to get started at that point, you know, for me, when I do a presentation, I go through the comp plan pretty quickly, and then I revisit it if they have questions. You know, I'll kind of go back and review the different profit options and you know, and if they, one sec, okay. Yeah, so if they want to get started as a customer, or a distributor, let's see, I'm going to go to this slide. So this is how it looks online, and it's so great because we used to have, you know, I used to like print up distributor forms and fax them to Relive and all that. It's so great now because you can just, if you have the Relive app, which I would strongly suggest getting, or there's Relive websites, you can do it there, or you can go to relive.com, click on join up at the top, and then this is the next screen that pops up. It gives them 2 options to become a customer or become a distributor. If they want to become a customer, then it gives them 2 more options to become a retail customer and a preferred customer. It's also important that we as distributors understand this, and if you're new and you have questions after training, please call your upline. But, you know, I tell people for $10, you can become a preferred customer and save 10%, or they can become a retail customer and just order. But Relive has promotions and different things to motivate people to become more committed and with Relive. And so if people become a preferred customer and they auto ship, then they have another 10% savings plus free shipping on every order, I'm pretty sure. So then they have for sure a 20 and I think a 25% discount. And they can order monthly or quarterly. So, you know, we just let people know they kind of have 3 different options pretty much. Retail customer, preferred customer, or they can do either on auto ship. Also, if they're a retail customer and they do auto ship, they save 10%. So auto ship just adds another 10% savings no matter what their level is. Okay. And if they go, let's see here, and click on Become a Distributor, this is the slide that will pop up here. They have to have the sponsor, your sponsor number, and then enter in all their info, and they get started as a Relive distributor. So after, you know, you've done a presentation and you've asked them where they want to get started, and you revisit these options, you know, if they say, I'm thinking of people, I want to be a distributor, then you go back kind of, you know, to the comp plan and revisit those options as far as where they can come in at. I'm going to skip right here for a sec. Here, you know, again, we need to be familiar with the promotions. I love the promotions that Relive has. the Power with One promotion, where if you sign up 3 new people at a quick start level, you earn a $250 bonus. I think I've earned that 4 times, 5 maybe, since they offered that, because, we're just sharing with people. And so anyway, that's a super awesome bonus, and it more than doubles your earnings as you sponsor those 3 people, which is super great. And then they have promo 2 is if you sponsor a new master affiliate, you get a $250 bonus. and then also what we talked about, the preferred customers on auto ship have a 20% savings. And if you sponsor 3 preferred customers on auto ship and they place a product order of $99 or more, then you get a $100 product credit, which is awesome. And if they do $200 or more, you get $200 product credit. Plus, here it says preferred customers receive free shipping if their order is $99 or more. And also something else, and people like to save money. So as we're sharing with people and giving them their options, I always tell people, that Quick Start and Master Affiliate have free shipping, which is nice. It helps them save another $25 to $100 or so on their purchase. Okay, so you've made your list, you've contacted people, you've done an appointment, you've finished with their options. And so after that, we just want to follow up, help people with the, correct product uses, educate them with stories, make sure they're taking their shakes correctly. But those stories, so I'll give you a little, something that happened this week. In fact, it happened yesterday. I have a man, my husband's a contractor and our plumber. He's been our plumber for years. And he is just an amazing person. He's one of the hardest workers I've ever known. This guy will work till 9 or 10 at night almost every night. He's a wonderful, happy person. He's a great husband, a great father. He knows a lot of people. And I shared Relive with him. He came in as a quick start a few months ago, and I immediately tried to talk to him about conference and just say, Scott, you need to come with Dave and I. It's going to be super fun. We're going to go to San Francisco. And anyway, he wanted to, and then he kept having excuses, said he was too busy and he'd go to Chicago and blah, blah, blah. So I thought, this is so silly. Why haven't I just got him on a call? So I wanted to, anyway, I got him on a super amazing call yesterday with someone that did an incredible job, shared their story with passion. And this person's been in Relive a while. And, I like to kind of engineer my calls a little bit, whether I'm following up with products or a conference or business or whatever. I kind of tell the person where I want the call to go. And so I told this person, I said, do you want to just ask him, just say, hey, has Jen told you about conference? So anyway, this person did that. He just said, hey, Scott, has Jen told you about conference? And Scott's like, yeah, but I don't think I can go this time. And so he just heard from someone else. This guy just said, what, you need to get to conference. It's incredible. You want to build a business. And anyway, when we, before we got off the call, this guy said, I'm going to keep Jennifer so busy. She's not going to know what to do. And he said, Jen, I'm going to call you around 5 or 6 and we'll, you can help me. And I'm going to do my best to see if we can get to conference. So hopefully he'll come. His wife's pregnant. She's been a little sick, and that's another thing I did this week is got her on a call with someone that helped her know how to take the products more effectively. And anyway, but following up with people, they just hearing from someone else. Scott knows me. He trusts me. He knew conference would be awesome. He really did want to go, I think, but just kind of felt like it wasn't that important this time. So hearing another source it was amazing for me to see his excitement level after we were, I mean, how much more he was excited, and he's starting to make a list, and, you know, he's doing things that he wasn't doing before. So anyway, follow-up is important, and it's important for people to hear amazing stories. And okay, so that's the fifth step in building a business. I want to talk about conference a little bit, how awesome it is. And you can all get this online, but we have Concord coming up in 2 weeks. I'm super excited. I love conference. I haven't hardly missed a conference. We used to have 4 a year. In 16 years, I've been to almost every conference, and love seeing my Rela friends. I hope all of you on the call will be there, and would love to see you there. But anyway, get registered, get your hotels, get your flights, and get to conference. It will be super, super incredible. And then Chicago is July 26th and 27th. So register for both. Someone's talking about a cell phone in the background. This is a quote that was supposed to be after follow-up. Bob Montgomery just said that it's our job to make other people look and feel good and to shine the spotlight on them. So anyway. Okay, so here is a little info on the new way of sharing Relive. Obviously, times have changed in the last few years. I mean, when I started Relive, I took a calling card with me and sometimes took my own phone to plug in people's walls to try to get calls on. So, you know, things are different, and there is a whole new way of sharing Relive. And like Ryan Montgomery said, those of us that kind of do the old way that we just talked about and the new way will be the ones that win the day in Relive. So LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and email, these are all fabulous ways of sharing Relive. And I will tell you something I do, and I'm still learning, and I'm not the best to teach on this, but there is an app called later.com, Later.com, and you can share on one social media site for free, or you can pay a little bit. I think it's about $5, maybe $7 a month, and it will post to 4. It'll post to LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at the same time. So you can do a post or a short video. Instagram has to be less than a minute video on Later, and you can set a time. Anyway, you just go into calendar and you upload a post and you schedule it, and it will just shoot out and post to all 4 at the same time. So, you know, I think, and I still have so much to learn, and I really want to use, you know, the new way more with what we have coming, and I have a lot to learn to get there. But as we use these and as we learn and become more familiar, our business will grow. In fact, I got an email last night. So I have anyone I talk to in Relive, I add them to my email list. I have like a, you know, Jen, I have different email lists. I have an email list that goes out to our system, but I have an email list that goes out to customers and distributors in my whole organization. And I have hundreds of people on this list. And every once in a while, I'll email out a story or information or something. So a little while, probably a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, I emailed out a video of Larry Reber. Some of you have heard of Larry. He has an amazing arthritis story. His call is one of the recorded calls I'll pull in when I'm sharing with someone. I mentioned I have some on my phone. Anyway, I sent this email out to my downline with his story, and I had just gotten off the phone with him, and he talked about, you know, he has ankylosing spondylitis, and he said, Jen, you know, when I take Relive correctly and I never miss a shake and I take the products that I know I need, he takes Arthefect, Provantage, Classic, a little Energize, and Fiberstore, and he takes them twice a day. He said, do you know that with my disease, I'm almost totally pain-free. And this is a man that was on the highest dose of meds they could give him. He hadn't slept a night. He got this disease when he was 4 years old. He hadn't slept through the night in over 40 years. He had to sleep in a chair. He was in so much pain if he laid down. He was using a walker, a wheelchair. And now, I mean, he works every day. He's not using a walker or a wheelchair. He's ran the St. George Marathon. He has an amazing story. But anyway, he said, the importance of taking Relive consistent is so important. And so I just sent an email out with his story, and I just mentioned, you know, this is why I love Relive, and this is why I take it every day. And so anyway, last night I got an email from a lady, and she has been a distributor under me for probably 12 years, I bet. And she said, Jen, I read the email you sent about Larry, and I decided I was going to increase my Relive. I was only taking one a day. And she said, my arthritic pain is gone. So she's been on Relive. She's had results. She loves it. She orders it every month, but she wasn't taking it twice a day and getting enough. And she said, my pain is gone. I was telling a lady that I work with, and she's interested in Relive. And she's like, you know, can you help me with her? That was in the email, it was like, help, exclamation point, exclamation point. So, you know, that's the power of using these tools that we have to share Relive. So hopefully that gives you a couple ideas of other ways that you can share Relive and help grow your business. Another thing that Ryan talked about, this is another quote from last conference. He said, and you know, those of us that really know the Montgomerys, Bob Montgomery, Ryan, Scott, they are goal setters. Bob Montgomery has had a goal card in his wallet that he's looked at every day for years. I mean, probably 50 years knowing Bob. And so, you know, Ryan said, write down your yearly goals in every area of your life and have them in front of you every day. So he talked about in conference how he has daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, and yearly goals. And he has them, and he thinks about them, he looks at them, he believes in them. And, you know, it's important. Goals help you kind of get to where you want to go. Here's a quote: without a goal, there can be no real success. And, you know, I believe that to be true. And I've seen that in my own business. I wish I could say that I'm as effective as Bob and Ryan and in having those goals that I look at every single day, because I'm not. I don't always do that, but I totally believe in goals. And when I have been focused on a goal and write it down and think about it, then I have been more successful in my business. So this is training for me also to, you know, I need to do better and use these things that I know will help. So Relive, kind of back to what we need to use what Relive has in place to grow our businesses. They have these big bonuses that are awesome. And when you get a bonus, you know, I mentioned Steve Garner earned $7,800 his first month in the business. Part of that was a $4,000 bonus. What that does is, you know, you can take that check, you can show it to your friends, you can post it on Facebook, whatever. It helps all of us get more excited about building a business when people, you know, we can see, I mean, you can do this, and people right away can come to the business and earn bonuses. So, and as more master affiliates are sponsored, it unlocks higher bonus levels. We heard on the last ambassador call that we're very close to getting to the second phase, where the first place bonus will go from 5,000 to 7,000, second place from 3 to 4. And and then after that, and I think that very soon we'll get to this phase 3 where the first place bonus is $10,000. I mean, it's so incredible. And any of us can do that. So awesome. And then, of course, the Hawaii trip promotion. It is by far the best promotion Relive has ever offered. I love this promotion. And I actually have someone on the phone. Hopefully you're not muted. Dawn Van Amberg, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
You're here? Yes, I can.
Awesome.
Dawn is such a neat lady, and she is working and has worked hard to build a Relive business. And she has already earned quite a few points towards the Hawaii trip. So I would love to have her take over for a second. And just so you know, Dawn, I have a slide that explains the points here if you want to get into that, and a couple slides on how to have fun with the points that you're earning. But anyway, if you want to just take over and maybe share your story really quickly and talk to us about what you are doing to earn your points towards the Hawaii trip, that would be awesome. And thank you for taking time to be on today. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And what a great training you've done so far. I've been listening. I don't have the slides in front of me because, like I said, I've just gotten home, but I'll be more than happy to share my passion. My name is Dawn Van Amberg. I'm from Livonia, Michigan in the Detroit area. And I was introduced to Relive almost 23 years ago as a stay-at-home mom. I had a 5-month-old, I had a 2-year-old, and I had just left corporate America. I was a training coordinator for a very large pizza company. And when my friend introduced me to Relive, I said, you know what, if I'm going to build this business, I'm going to do it at that highest profit level called Master Affiliate, because I had to maximize my profits. I had this toddler, I had a newborn, and I was in a lot of pain from a back injury. And you know what happened was I made that business decision to come in at that Master Affiliate level just because that was the best decision for me. Our second month in the business, because of that decision, we made over $4,000. You know, you kind of double that today. It's a lot of money. And I just built it around my girls, and I came home so I could raise my own kids. I was in my late 30s. But you know what happened was we just started sharing this with people, just like you talked about. It's all about that pipeline, putting people in the pipeline, introducing people to Relive and letting them make a decision. And that's what we did. I just kept building this business and building and building. I've earned thousands and thousands in bonuses. In fact, since this promotion started in November, I've earned about almost $2,000 in bonuses just because of this promotion alone. But, we've earned thousands in bonuses. I've traveled the world extensively thanks to Relive. In fact, they had a great promotion many years ago to Rome. One was Rome and one was England. Those were 11-month and 13-month promotions. And so I kind of understand what it takes to be in a 9-month promotion like this one. And you don't want to wait till the last minute to get all your points. You just want to steadily build your business. And that's exactly what I've been doing. My girls are now 25 and 23. One is overseas, full-time missions. The other one is home. Well, she doesn't live at home, but she's near home and marketing. And I have more time because I got to raise my girls thanks to Relive. I had that time freedom and family freedom most people don't get, but I got to do that thanks to Relive. And so the trips have been phenomenal. The bonuses have been absolutely amazing. I love to travel. I love to take my husband with me. And these products have been life-changing for us. I mean, David and I will be 60 this year, and neither one of us are on medications. My doctors are blown away. The numbers are, just had checkups. The numbers are so amazing. They're just blown away. And I'm like, well, it's because I have this great nutrition. And Jennifer, you touched on a few things. You talked about Steve Garner, and he does it best. He did it best. It was like he talked to everybody. And so this Hawaii promotion, yes, I am going for it. I think everybody should go for it. We've got 4 months, a little over 4 months left to hit those points. To get the first leg of this trip, you've got to earn 60 points. And those 60 points they've got to be brand new distributors when it comes to quick starts, and you've got the preferred customer orders. You can take your 35% distributors, get them to Master Affiliate, you're going to earn 8 points. And that's the way to do it. It's all about taking that pipeline. I go back to old distributors. I go back to old customers. I talk to everybody I can get in front of. And that's how you do this. the trip is just the prize at the end of this consistent, persistent, and determined, business that we're in. We're all about changing people's lives. Yep. Go ahead.
Hang on. There is someone like doing something in the background. It's so amazing. Can I just have everyone say their name? Because somebody's not muted. Like it sounds like. Can everyone say their name? Okay. Somebody's not listening and they're not muted, and
yeah, there's a lot of background noise. If y'all are doing dishes or whatever, please mute your phones. Can you do *6 on this?
Let me. It says.
Know how.
Roger, it just says 99. Do I do 99 star 99 pounds? But then you would be. This is a different.
Then I have the *6.
If I *6, it mutes or unmutes me.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're quiet.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. This is a live call, y'all. I do a live call on Thursday nights too, so I totally get it. But this is a live call, so if you're going to be doing background noise, make sure that you've got your mute on your phone. That's just the best thing to do.
Or if you're on the computer, if you're on the computer, there's a little button on the left-hand side. You click on that, and that mutes the computer.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, but then it would mute Dawn, wouldn't it?
No, it only mutes you. It's you. Each person has a mute button on their computer. It's on the lower left.
Everyone that's on can mute. Okay. Yeah. So if you're on the computer, go down and mute your
lower left-hand corner of the.
Okay, thank you.
It looks like a microphone. No,
I don't.
Yeah, it's probably not on.
I don't see it, probably because I can't mute. But yeah, go down in the lower left-hand corner and mute on the little microphone if you're on the computer, please. But it's pretty quiet now. So anyway, go on. Hopefully you remember where you were at. Thanks, Dawn.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's all about the point. So, the cool thing is the Aloha Hawaii form that was actually I created that form and sent it to the company because I'm a visual person. So I've created forms like this every trip we've ever had because I want to be constantly looking at, okay, what is it going to take every month for me to get on this trip? And if you can focus on that, and then Sean Bergeron came out with a really cool fill in the, color the airplanes and the whales and the hula girls. I mean, that form is awesome as well. And so it's all about new people. It's all about new business with this trip promotion. And my goal every month, Jennifer, was to get at least 3 brand new quick starts a month. And I've done that every month, except this month I've actually done 6. And so it's just, and people are going, how do you do that? Well, I'm constantly talking to people. That's what this business is all about, Jennifer. It's about talking to new people. I always tell people in training that you can have a whole master affiliate order. That's great. But your inventory really is people. You need people on a list to talk to for that inventory. That the product is great and we all love the product, but you've got people to talk to. Get the fear out of you. Have that sense of urgency, that fear of loss. Get out there and just take that passion of what Relive has done for you, business and health, and transfer that to somebody else. And so that's all I'm doing is keep building that pipeline. These lists are amazing because it keeps me on track. I have a goal of how many points I want every single month, and I'm doing it. I'm not going to stop until I achieve what it is that I'm trying to achieve that month. The promotion itself, y'all, listen, I don't know. I've been to Hawaii. I kind of know the island they're going to. And you don't want to miss this trip. You just don't want to miss it because once you get a Relive trip under your belt, you don't want to ever miss them. There are a lot of people out there today, Jennifer, that are going, oh, I can't do this. Well, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. In either case, you're right. So you have to decide, yes, I'm going for this. What if? Say to people, what if? Would you like to go to Hawaii with me? What if I could show you a way to go to Hawaii that's not going to cost you anything except for your souvenirs and your side trip? What if I could show you that? Would you be interested? What if I could show you a way for better health? Would you be interested? And I'm excited. I'm telling you what, I cannot wait. I've already blocked off those days in October. It's the last week of October. I want to take a whole lot of other people with me. So those who are sticking their noses up going, I want to do this, I'm going to run with them. Because you run with the runners, you walk with walkers, and you stop with the stoppers. And take your passion again, where you're at, what you have a hold of, and just share that with other people. The promotion itself is, again, these points, is 60 points to get the first 4 days in Hawaii, along with your airfare in your hotel. If you get 70 points, you get an extra day and night. If you get 80 points, you get that along with $500 cash. If you get 90, you get $1,000 in cash. And if you get 100 points, you get a suite and the cash and all the other tricks or all the other treats that go with it. And I know a lot of people that are going for this thing. I know Eileen Tush here is in Michigan with me. We're both just, we put our heads down and we're going for this, along with helping a whole lot of other people achieve it as well. And so I guess the biggest thing is take the gift that you've been given, which is your passion for Relive, grab your phone, grab a notebook, and don't stop until you get there. And then make sure you have those forms up on the wall. I constantly am looking at the Sales Excellence Award form, the information on that. I look at the Sandy Montgomery Award. I have a picture of the island of Hawaii. I've got the form that I created that talks about the points and charting it every month. I've got Sean's form up here. I got another picture, and I've got what if along with Hawaii, aloha on my wall, because that's my focus right now. And if you could just do that, is put your head down for the next 4.5 months and say, I'm going to go there. I'm going to get to Hawaii. I'm not going to stop until the last day. And then I'm going to keep going even after the last day and say, I'm going to do this. And when you make up your mind to do it, you'll do it. You'll do it. There's no reason we can't take 300, 400, 500 people to Hawaii. There's no reason that this company can't take that many people to Hawaii because y'all are so excited about what we have a hold of. And the bonuses, Jennifer, you talked about, they're awesome bonuses. I love these bonuses. I'm saving that money to go to Hawaii with. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Thanks, Dawn. You are amazing. Thank you for being on today. I do have a question for you.
Sure.
You mentioned about talking to a lot of people, and obviously that's what we all need to do. Do you have anything specific you're doing to get more people, or are you just kind of going back to your old list, or just people you know? What specifically are you doing to find those people?
That's a great question, and thanks for reminding me on that. Basically, I've been doing this business for a long, long time. So I have a lot of old leads, people that didn't do anything, old customers, people that, this is a business where, like with anybody, people fall off. I've had people come back after many years. So I'm hitting the old list, people that I've talked to before, old customers and distributors. All right. So that's one thing. The other thing I'm doing is I have a sign on my car. I have business cards. Everywhere I go, I'm putting my business cards out. I've got some flyers, just little flyers here and there that I'll stick out on poster boards. I'm also talking to people wherever I'm at. So if I'm at the store, I'll ask people, hey, what's going on? I had to drop something off at a gal's house the other day who's part of our church. And she was telling me about her daughter having digestive issues. And I said, if I could show you something that would help your daughter, are you interested? She goes, absolutely. And so then what I do is I'll send her a link to a story or, to the Blue Man video or whatever. But my ultimate goal is to sit down with them. Jennifer, I love one-on-ones, that face-to-face contact, because I can get a feel for that person, developing a relationship with them first. and moving that way. Other people are doing it through Facebook. I've gotten people through Facebook. I met this guy through email blast that I'm on who is not part of Relive, and he said, I'm going to send your information out to all the people that I know. And so I just got a whole bunch of free advertising for that. And then the biggest thing is once you talk to somebody, make sure you're following up with them. You know, make sure that you're developing this relationship with them first so they don't think that you're just trying to sell them something. You know, it's not about selling people a product because people think they're spending money. It's about showing them how to make money with Relive. But it's also letting them make the decision of where they want to get started. I recently had some family members that have some severe health issues. Even though I've told them about Relive for 23 years, now that they have health issues, they're like, okay, tell me about it. A guy at our hotel, he's one of the managers there, came up to me Tuesday night at the meeting, goes, okay, I'm ready. I've been talking to him for 3 years about Relive. And he says, okay, what do you got? Because I'm tired all the time. And I sat down with him on Wednesday and did an appointment with him and got him started on Relive. So sometimes these people take a little bit of time to come back, but you just keep sharing with them and sharing with them and sharing with them. And ultimately, you know, there's one of 4 decisions. One is yes, no, maybe, or, you know, I'll get back to you kind of a thing at their discretion, not yours. And honor people where they're at, but don't give up. Do not give up on people. They have to know that you care more than you know. So it's really about everything. It's about doing everything. It's about the hot market, the cold market, and the warm market. It's about all of those.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for being on and taking part of your Saturday morning. We so appreciate it. Thank you, Dawn.
Well, thank you for allowing me on.
No, I appreciate it. I was taking notes, madly taking notes, and thank you for sharing.
Jennifer, do you mind if I share my Thursday night call with people to help them?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Okay. This is Linda Tyne. I started a call a little over a year ago called the Short and Sweet Call. And it's 15 minutes for 3 or 4 stories. And it's 15 minutes, y'all. It's a great way to build your story bank. It's all about helping people get more people, you know, have more people to do 3-ways with. And so we do these live on Thursday nights, and I'm Eastern Standard Time, so it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're in what, Mountain?
Yeah, we're Mountain.
If you're a Mountain,
Pacific, most of the people on the call. So yeah.
Okay. Well, if you convert it, so it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday nights. Let me give you the phone number and the replay. The live number is 605-475-4800. 605-475-4800. And then the PIN is 434007#. And then I do record it, and we record it, and then it's got reference numbers. So if you get on that call, and you're going to hear the reference number, but the recorded number is, instead of 4800, it's 4849. So it'd be 605-475-4849 and the same PIN number. But if you'd like to be on the blast for that, I do send an email out. Just send it to shortandsweetcall@gmail.com. And you know what? Jennifer, just like you doing this training, we're all about helping people build their story banks, to do more 3-way calls, to build their businesses. So I encourage people to get on that and share that.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Dawn, so much. And I love that call. Thank you for doing that. It is so great to have these short stories and to build our story base.
Can they repeat the email once more?
Sure. It's short, SHORT and AND, sweet, SWEET, call, CALL, @gmail.com.
Okay, great. Thank you,
Thank
Dawn.
you.
Up on the screen, I have, and if you're on the Aloha Hawaii Facebook page, it's also on there. But Diane Helmel does a Bucks to Beaches call every week, and it's fabulous. She has, people come on that are earning points and building a business. But this last week, she had Cindy Wendelin on the call, and Cindy has a lot of knowledge with CBD. And it was a great call. I listened to it this morning. Here's the number on the screen. I will give the number in case people aren't online. But the recorded number is 605-475-3273. And the PIN number, well, I'll give that number again. And my grandson's singing in the background, so enjoy that. 605-475-3273. And the PIN is 986-391-077 #. So 986-391-077 #, and the reference number is 190. It's not a very long call. The first of the call, they had a few little problems. So if you push *6 like 5 times or so, it kind of moved you through that. But I don't think it was more than 10-15 minutes, and it's a great call. So as we all know, Relive will be introducing a new product line with CBD, and it's very important that we educate ourselves. Many people know what CBD is already. They understand it and they love it, but there's many people that don't understand it. I was kind of in that boat in the beginning. I thought, what in the world is Relive doing? But now I've educated myself some. I understand it. I'm super, super excited about what is coming. So get to Concord. I'm sure we'll hear more about it there. But hopefully you all have this number, because I'm moving on, because we're going to be done with training here in a couple minutes. I think it's so important. And Dawn talked about this. Just one sec. Okay. It's just super important that we understand and believe and have faith in what we are doing. I love these quotes here. I think I found this on Aloha Hawaii too, or one of the Facebook pages, but there was a video someone posted, and they just talked about this, how it's so important. Like, our thoughts create our experiences. It's so important what we put in our minds. But here it says we paint our world with our thoughts and our level of belief. The process of success starts with thoughts, ideas, and visualization, which is what Dawn is doing. If you can see it in your mind, if you believe it and have the courage to speak it, it will happen. But, as all things happen with belief and faith, there's someone else that wants to knock us down, or, there's another. Anyway, so we just have to continue. In fact, this next quote, I love it also. Begin at once to imagine your life the way you want it to be, or your Relive business, or whatever is in your life, your family, whatever, the way you want it to be. Move away from thoughts and actions that do not fall in harmony with where you want to be. So as soon as those creep in, oh, I can't do this, or oh, I don't have any points so far, or whatever that negativity is, immediately change to a new thought if your current thought isn't in line with your higher vision. So, we've talked briefly today about goals, heard this, awesome call from Dawn. Relive is putting everything in place for us that we can be successful, and any of us that believe we can be. There are people in Relive that have earned over 30 points in 1 month. So like Dawn said, we have over 4 full months left to qualify for Hawaii. We do need to take hundreds of people need to go to Hawaii. That's what will help launch Relive into $1 billion business, because everyone that goes on that trip will continue to build a Relive, an amazing Relive business. So, so get off the call today, make your list, think of who you can talk to, imagine what you want your life and your Relive business to be like. and then don't allow those negative thoughts to come in. Oops. This is the last quote I have, which was from Bob Montgomery, or Bob Montgomery has said this many times. You get involved with Relive to change your health and finances. You stay involved because Relive changes you. And it really does. Before Relive, I mean, I've mentioned a couple times that I was shy. I had things in my life that I was trying to overcome that. I didn't want to be that way. You know, I wanted to be able to get up in front of people and be confident, and and it was hard for me. I was having a hard time. But I never, ever dreamed that through a network marketing company, all the things that would happen. I mean, we are debt-free almost, except our home. We've helped hundreds of people. But Relive is a self-improvement course disguised as a business. If we do our part, like if we stretch ourselves a little. The first time they asked me to share a 1-minute story in our Relive meeting, I told them no, because I was like, let me think about it. Like it was in the very beginning, and I hadn't, you know, and then, I mean, I was like, my heart was pounding out of my chest the whole way to the next Relive meeting, because I knew they were going to ask me to share my story. And, you know, and then they asked me to do a front of a presentation, and it scared me to death, but I did it. And then the back, and, you know, it's just like, and now I've spoke at conference, like we just, you know, as we grow, and it was hard for me to pick up the phone and call people. Like, you know, that's not easy for any of us, but those of us that do, those of us that take those steps to grow, and, you know, then Relive does. It changes us, and it's wonderful. And there's so many amazing people in Relive that it's just awesome. So I love all of you that are on the call, and I'm excited. Hope I can see all of you at conference, Concord and Chicago. So get registered, go, and and let's get Relive to $1 billion company. It's always bugged me that Relive, you know, I just think, Relive is the most amazing company out there, and we need to be the biggest in the world. So let's all make that happen. And anyway, so thanks again, Dawn, for being on. Thanks all of you for taking part of your Saturday. Hopefully this has been of some benefit to you. I better stop the recording here. Quila will send out an email recording of this if you're interested in listening or sharing again. So I'm going to